I think I was born into technology. When it was time for me to go to college, I didn't know what else to do but choose a technology path. Our mission is to double the number of Black, Latina, and Native American women graduating with computing degrees by 2025. Fast forward, there were 7 in our class that joined a team that were all college hires, and I was the only woman of the 7, and I was also the only person of color. The guys were all true techies. They were all computer science majors, so I felt like they had a lot more experience and were more prepared for the job than I was. But I asked a lot of questions, and I learned quickly and figured out how to network and navigate, and those very techie guys became my friends. I'm glad that I learned early how to navigate that. I learned how to build a network early, which was critical to being able to maneuver through and up organizations.
People think I'm an extrovert. People think like, oh yeah, you have this huge network and everybody loves you. But I actually grew up a pretty shy kid. It wasn't until mid-career, I was in my mid-30s, that someone said to me one day, you know you scare everyone, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, come on, you're tall, you're Black, and you're smart. You scare the crap out of these men. It's not that they didn't value my opinion, but they were intimidated. And I learned to figure out like, well, not only how can I use this to help myself, but how can I use this to help others? When it comes to racial inequities and microaggressions, people's first instinct is to rationalize. If someone brings something to you, and especially a person of color, especially a Black person, the first thing that you can do is listen.
I started my career at IBM as an engineer, a 400,000 person company that had been around for about 100 years and had been thinking about diversity, inclusion, equity for decades at that point. Transitioning to a 5-year-old company that was started by, a 19-year-old, I immediately saw the lack of infrastructure that I benefited from. The initial response was like, oh my gosh, is this place, not ready for me, not prepared for my community. And after that initial shock, the switch that I had that went off my head was like, oh, the real opportunity here is to make sure I build that infrastructure over the course of the next decade, or 2 decades, or 3 decades that I'm at this company. Folks that are coming in new to the company now can see some of the infrastructure put in place that didn't exist when I was there. If you care about the community, if you care about the company, if you care about the mission, then it's the work that needs to be done to get it right over the long haul.